Hello fellow traders, this is Palomar. Got a new stock here for you, and got to keep in mind that the market has really been rocked by these tariffs, and this stock could pull back, easily test some of the moving averages on its advance. Just be aware that, unless you're buying right at the breakout point, which is right around 122 or so, you are chasing, but sometimes you have to chase to get the trend. Right now it looks pretty good on the weekly time frame. Actually a very good cup pattern. I'll break down the cycles here in a second. But first, before we dive in, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. It really helps us reach more traders like you and keeps you updated on our latest trading tips. Now this is actually 2 days in a row we're having insurance stocks. Again, pretty defensive sector apparently. Looks like banking, oil stocks, and some insurance stocks seem to be the only good momentum stocks setups lately. Even the tech stocks have been hammered recently, and found very few tech stocks that look decent. But this is what the market's serving right now. I just have to be very careful. Again, the Dow Jones 30 was down 1,000 points overnight off of the tariff news, and so anything can happen with this. When you get an extended downtrends in the market, even a good trend like this will oftentimes just redouble back. It could take weeks testing support, so just be aware of that. So as far as the cycles go, this again is really good cup action. You had a 5.5 BMI vector of 1, and TM3 on the pullback. That's the 5 to 7 month cycle. And then TM5, it's a 12 to 15 month cycle. That was actually Cat 2 was inside of Cat 1. And you have Cat 3, TM7 cycle. It's a 17 to 23 month cycle. And then inside of that, you basically had a 10 month cycle, a TM4 cycle. So you can see once it got down to that $50 psychological price point, that was established in 2022. Basically took 2 years testing that, but almost 2 years, 1.8 years, just testing on that $50 mark. If you see something like that happening and you eventually get a pretty decent number of bars high, so basically right here you got close to 3 month, actually about a 6 month high. Yeah, we're on a weekly scale, that's right. So that's a 6 month high. That's what we're always looking for. And it goes through that. If you go through this weekly bar right here, you're going through the wick, so you got about a 6 month high right there. And that's, again, we like to play a pullback off of 6 month highs. So right here, again, if you play that pullback here, you're in pretty close to the bottom. Now this is, again, being on a weekly scale, this is 1.4 years to get this. And that is, again, that's about a 150% gain or so. And technically this trend has just started. So with the quality of the cup, the BMI over here, very good chance that if we get a decent consolidation pullback in the PBC zone, we'll get a potentially a 100 or 200% gain out of the PBC zone. More than likely, let's see 100%. That would take it to $300. But again, that depends on the market. The market is not great right now, so be aware of that. If you're unfamiliar with any of the trading terms I'm using, you could find our club lingo at bigkahunatradingclub.club/lingo. One additional thing that would help you on this trend, if in fact you don't get a organized, orderly PBC zone, that's oftentimes a 2 to 6 week pullback. If it continues up where it is right now, what I would look for an exit, and this is something I use on the futures also, is to look for again, stay on the weekly time frame and look for the first pullback below the 35 MA. And once that sets and takes off again from that prior pivot high, then you look for the next internal cross of the 10 to 20 MA. Over on this side of it, looks like the 13 MA. Pretty much bounce at 10 or 13 MA. And let's look at the trend line right there. If you took a trend line from the cross of a 35 MA to the cross of a 10 to 13 MA here, and you take that and put it across the top of that consolidation, pretty much nailed at the top on that breakout of that north channel. Whether or not it would do the same thing over here, it's hard to tell, but I've just seen this work quite a bit, where you use the 35 MA as the first cross down through, and then the next cross down through the 21 or 13 MA, whatever you get. If it's real tight, price advance, you might have to use the 13 MA again on the weekly time scale, and a lot of times you can nail very close to the top on that. So looks pretty good. This is a pretty good rating stock, probably 85 plus. This is PLMR, Palomar Holdings. If you're interested in our trading style and want to join the club or get one-on-one coaching, head over to cycletradingtraining.com. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.